Hello and welcome back, everybody. So it does look like we're having a level 1 invade here. There's a few technical issues. We have Travis here stealing away the Raptors and Motion coming in on the top side to provide some pressure here. Exactly like what we expect. We're actually focusing on Motion here. They're about to take down Donkey Kong, and Motion takes first blood onto the graves here in the jungle on that level 1 invade. Great play by Aquinas. Fully what we expected here. Glad to see that one pay out. So we are going to turn on the objective timer, the scoreboard, and all of these things. We are a little bit behind. The binding lands by Bajito, and you can already see some of that pressure coming out from this Caitlyn Morgana duo from the OGs over here. You really have to be careful about eating some of those bindings. Thankfully, no kills happened yet. They are still level 1, so that's an immense amount of damage. But we are back over here. Level 2 does kick in on this bot lane. And the hook misses from NA life support. So we do have objectives timers turned on. So as you can see, 00 eats a binding from Banhito, takes the full trap from Izuto, and then all of his health just goes down. Stevenator playing pretty aggressively in this mid lane matchup. You do want to see him punish a melee versus range matchup here in the mid lane, but he does have to be careful with this Grave showing up. That's why you see him hugging his tier 1 turret in that mid lane after his wave has been pushed, because this Graves can just flash on you, get that phase rush, and go all the way in. So with that level 1, Motion has already picked up a longsword and another health pot. We've already seen Black Dot has already chewed through both of his health potions, as Stevenator narrowly sidesteps that chain coming out from Mad Show. He's about to go down, but is able to trade back a little bit more effectively as Donkey Kong tries to invade Travis here on this Lilia. He's able to push him away, but put down a good ward here on the Raptors. So good pressure from either side. Stevenator is going to have to go back. He is going to lose a little bit of CS. We'll see if Travis wants to cover it, but the wave is pretty much frozen here in this mid lane, and we're already seeing some of this pressure from all sides of the map, right? You have this Caitlyn Morgana pushing into the bot wave, trying to make use of the binding and the trap combo, which they already have. They've been really great at that. Good to see some of those bindings hit first. It really boosts your confidence in those matchups. You just feel like you can hit them all day. And we're going to see, Donkey Kong and Travis here collapsing throughout the wither, with Travis here tagging him over. And we have actually a teleport from Silas as Travis tries to keep going in. He knows Motion's on the backup. They're chasing out Donkey Kong, who's flashing away. Motion is trying to catch him. He almost goes down. We'll see if Travis can follow up. Stevenator trading in the mid lane, misses the Squirrel Seed, and Donkey Kong barely gets out of that river fight alive. We do have NA life support, roaming up to the mid lane. He saw some of the skirmish. He's trying to get there first. And I think a lot of times we're going to see supports dictate the pace of the game. Obviously not this game. We already have Travis and Motion and Stevenator trying to fight here all at one time. But for the most part, in most of these games, I'm hoping to see NA life support and Banhito here roaming out into this mid lane. You want to make sure both these sides are getting pressure. I think a lot of times in higher elo, supports can really, like I said, determine the pace of the game and really get the ball moving. We do have Stevenator here again and trading aggressively and doing a great job. He has gone with the Doran's Blade and Corrupting Potion. He's looking for some sustain, a little bit more early game here, as Banhito just throws out a Tormented Soil and pokes down the 00. Something we haven't talked about here are some of the runes here in this matchup. We did start a little late. Apologize for the delay, guys. My league client went down, and I had to restart everything, so that is what I assume is my issue. I don't know anything else, as Mad Show misses his chains here, and Stevenator trades back very effectively. They actually have to flash away, but Donkey Kong has no flash, right? If Stevenator can keep him in this lane, we already see NA life support come through, but they just wait a little long. And Mad Show and Donkey Kong get out with their life, and Stevenator, again, in these 1v2 situations, just throwing down the gauntlet, telling them that you can't stop me, man. Motion here on the top side, a little bit of a farm CS here, and actually, he's going to be getting a little bit more wave, as it looks like AQ is eyeing this Drake. They're trying to pressure it a little bit. But back to what we were saying, we do have some good room choices, right? We have Phase Rush on Graves. But actually, the Binding lands. The hook misses from life support. But Donkey Kong is still on this Gromp here. And Travis is level up. He might try and take this away. They're just going to leave it for now. They know that Caitlyn is roaming over. And maybe if they land one more Dark Binding or get a trap down, they could do that as Black Dog gets off that back. And like half a second before Motion checks that bush. NA life support, again, misses the hook. Black Dog TP's top lane, getting some pressure, actually ults away, but Motion is going to try to get out. He doesn't have flash from that level 1, and Black Dog has slain Motion here in the top lane as a solo kill as Malphite into the Urgot. I just don't think he respected that pressure of the Malphite enough. Now, that also means the Malphite doesn't have teleport, so he can't respond to this dragon play, so AQ knows that they're going to have the numbers here in this play. Obviously, Urgot doesn't have teleport, so he can't reach that. But it's much harder for the OGs to engage with, say, like a Caitlyn Morgana. They are just fishing for bindings as compared to that Malphite, as we saw in the top lane, just ult right in. Motion did try and buffer his escape there with his shielding dash. That's not the name of the ability. The dash just gives you a shield, by the way. But wasn't able to get out of that one. Malphite does have some pretty good chase potential. We do have a big CS lead in the jungle and the mid side here. Bot lane actually isn't falling too far, right? Because each of those stacks of the steel shoulder parts has Zuto gets a great Piltover onto that, and he's tagged with the Squirrel Seed, but they're not going to follow up on that. There's no way you really want to dive, Morgana Caitlyn here. As Aquinas looks for a blue buff steal, a little TSM special. They're going to go ahead and invade the second blue buff. We'll see if they give it over to Steve, who still has 3 stacks of his Corrupting Potion. As they're walking through and out of lane, we'll see what they did here, as that Squirrel Seed is going all the way down the river here. Donkey Kong has actually started the Rift Herald, knows he has some decent pressure over on the top side. Motion might be playing a little bit further back, knowing... Whew, that Ash Arrow just missed. I didn't even see that one fire. He actually tries to throw it on the Black Dog. The problem is, if that arrow had actually hit, I think that actually baits Motion in for a trade, and Donkey Kong actually responds up on that top side of the map as he takes out Rift Herald, and we'll see what he can get done. He picks up the 3 long swords. Thank you. He actually picked up Boots and undid one of those long swords. Boots are so important in the game. But picks up that Rift Herald. We'll decide where he wants to put it. There's a lot of different lanes that he could do it. Want to see that bot lane, and they actually did just ping the bot lane. You really want to get this Caitlyn and Morgana so far ahead of the clock that they can just start tearing down the Lucian as he goes all in with the culling onto Madshow here in the mid lane, just pressuring off the turret with that blue buff. Knows he has some of that infinite sustain and just is continuing to build up a CS lead and pressure into this Sylas. Great job by Stevenator, just knowing the limits of some of these champions. I know he had actually just asked a few questions with some of our other AQ mid laners here, or former AQ mid laner, Akil and McCutcheon. They've been talking back and forth about the mid lane. I think they have been a great resource to each other, just talking about different mid lane matchups as Motion tries to dash into here, and Stevenator gets traded with Madshow Gap, who connects the change, but oh yeah, looking for the Squirrel Seed, won't find it onto Black Dog. Rift Herald summoned down the bot lane. So much movement across all this map. You had AQ trying to respond to the Rift Herald play. I think they knew they were going in through, as Stevenator actually flashes onto Madshow, who goes in, landing all the chains, and the trade almost comes through for Madshow, but Stevenator picks up the solo kill onto this Sylas. Great job by Stevenator. Almost bit off much more than he could chew and put it back in, but we have Donkey Kong trying to dive the bot lane, trying to make use, as the look hand lands from NA life support. Benito is already down, and P00 actually picks up another one here as the W. It doesn't go through. I thought he had it. Azuto flashes away. 00 is taken down by the Caitlyn ult, and that's too bad. You had life support and 00 trying so hard to stop that bot lane dive. You knew it was coming. That's the only place the Graves could be. You're on the top side of the map. He just showed that Rift Herald, and they pull off that dive fairly effectively. You ideally don't want Banhito to eat a Thresh Hook and go down, but they were so close to trading kills there in that exchange. We do have, obviously the Shining Light is Black Dog ults in onto this Urgot. Banhito here on the roam already. The ultimate misses from Motion, and Banhito and Black Dog are going to chase him down. And what if they met through the alcove, and they are about to do just that? Motion, no way to escape, and Black Dog has slain Motion for the second time here in this top lane. And now, that one wasn't totally solo, right? You had Banhito here on the top side roaming. He picks up those Moby boots and immediately goes to the top side of the map, as life support is going to be trying fishing for this hook over the wall. Stevenator getting some good poke down. We do have Dragon coming up in 18 seconds. You're trying to see him all the way through. Squirrel Seed actually tags onto Azuto here. He's hit with the ultimate. They're trying to come around. They're taking just a little bit too long. He actually just walks into that tower as Stevenator has been ganked by 3 people in the mid lane. And 3 people tried to gank the bot lane, but it just didn't work. I'm not sure what happened. NA life support wasn't able to walk around that wall in time. Eats the trap from Caitlyn. Got baited by the cupcake. Apparently it was too good as Mad Shadow finds Travis here in the jungle. Ults onto him. He's trying to get the 1v1. And the Caitlyn ultimate again takes down Travis, but 0-0 finds Azuto here in the lane and takes him out. While all of this is going on, Donkey Kong picks up this Drake. Great for him. I mean, that Infernal Drake's going to be huge on the side of OMG. NA life support is found yet again over here in the jungle. 0-0 is trying to trade it back, but Donkey Kong is just too strong on this Graves. Actually flashes onto 0-0, who cleanses out some of these slows. Misses the ultimate. Hits that end of the line there as the TP comes from Motion. It's quickly being matched by Black Dog. Let's see if they can tag down the Silas here. Motion gets rooted up and killed, and Black Dog ults right onto 0-0. 0 for 2 right now. Stevenator's trying to get something done, but Black Dog already has the ninja tabby. He's going so fast, and oh geez, just walk right out of there with the Infernal Drake and multiple kills. This Caitlyn now 4-1-0 already has the Storm Razor. This is the pressure we were talking about. Now she has such great kill pressure here in any lane. I mean, you've already seen him pick up multiple kills with that ultimate. And we'll see what AQ can do to get back into some of this game. It's not the end of the world, right? It's 1 Drake to 1 Drake. No towers have gone down, but honestly, guys, I wasn't expecting it to be sent this hard. I wanted to see a bloodbath, but, you know, I am kind of AQ biased, so that's my fault. I totally baited them into this. Caster Curse, you know how it is. But it's exciting to watch it. I'm looking to say maybe a little bit of comeback here from Aquinas College. I don't think this top lane is going to get any easier for the Urgot. You really needed the Urgot to roll this Malphite early to already have, you know, a Black Cleaver in this matchup. We'll see what Stevenator comes back as Mad Show is with the mind games on 0-0. Hill waits in that bush, is ulted here, finds the chains. They're trying to connect onto that as Travis finds a double sleep onto that. The binding misses. They're trying to go to Banhito, who has the stopwatch already as the TP comes through as Stevenator is ignited. Ulted. Mad Show is TPing in for another play on the bot lane here. Is about to pick up another kill from that 1v1 as NA life support finds the hook and pulls Travis out with the Dark Passage on this Thresh. So really, Mad Show putting on a mad performance here on that mid game with how bad that early game was looking. Stevenator finding a solo kill, pushing him out of lane, and then picking up 3 quick kills and 2 assists in the next, 7 minutes as the hook lands to Azuto. He's actually going to be completely bursted down by this Urgot. 0-0 picks up a kill with his volley, but great play from Motion in a life support, and 0-0 just trying to find a few plays in the back end. That's going to be a huge shutdown in the pockets of 0-0. He already has his Berserker Greaves, fully expecting to see a Blade of the Ruin being completed on his next back. But really, they just need to start slowing the pace down a little bit. Not trying to skirmish so much. You want to use some of your ultimates and find people out where they're not going to be able to respond. Right? Graves, a Morgana, Caitlyn, all great. Even the Silas, great of responding to pressure if they can get to the fight. Which is why you've actually seen Silas pick up quite a few kills, and the Caitlyn ultimate, while they haven't been going down kills, you see the Caitlyn ultimate from half the map away, taking down a few people. So AQ needs to respect some of this global pressure. Obviously, with the double TP from the Silas and Malphite has really stemmed out some of the plays that AQ has been trying to do. We do have the first component of Leandre's completed from Travis here on this Lilia. The Haunting Guise is taken down. I know we interrupted the stream, but as I said, we have in the jungle. His name's Travis, and it's just so much easier to talk about as Travis than anyone else on this Lilia. Maybe I can use Lilia if that helps everyone out. I'll get a response here when we move on to our next game, but we have NA life support just pushing into this mid lane. Stevenator does have a 50 CS onto this Sylas, but this Sylas has so much gold from all of his kills and shutdowns that he's going to be doing quite well as life support, fishing for a hook, doesn't quite find it, but this ultimate might come down into this Caitlyn. The black shield's already gone. He has to flash away. Again, like we said, the hook, the arrow combo here, they're going to go onto Banquito, but Bonky Kong and Macho here trying to come into the back line. Finds Thresh here, but actually flashes over the wall, gets another hook, and he's going to go down for the rest of the team as Black Dog ult onto the back line. End of the line just takes out 0-0 on here. Stevenator is trying to find a quick trade kill over here, but Macho again going all the way in, finds another change, and they just dive that top tier turret, and Bonky Kong takes him down. Another kill for this Graves, who's going full lethality here, and Travis and Motion are just trying to clear out this wave as this Drake has already spawned, and the OGs are going to pick up another free Drake on the end of this fight as Motion might be finding Black Dog here in the jungle, who's already popped him for half his health here. And you don't even break his shield, exactly what we were saying. He already has, Black Dog already has his Frozen Heart complete, 20% CDR, like 15% attack speed reduction to nearby champions if they attack you, and he has the Ninja Tabbies, which is 12% damage reduced from auto attacks, which is huge against Urgot, against Lucian, and against Ashe, all who rely on auto attacks for damage. Now, I mean, the one caveat there is Lucian has his abilities too, but really it's all physical damage, right? So Malphite scaling so hard, so fast in this game, as Stevenator tries to find Macho, but I don't think he wants to take him. This guy has 10 stacks on his Magi Soul Stealer. He has the Zhonya's completed. So with Teleport, Black Dog can come in at any fight that Macho is trying to do. NA life support trying to clear a ward. Kind of scared for his life there. Zuru can just walk up with a Stormrazor and pop a bullet there in his side. You know what I wanted to say. Stevenator sidesteps a binding. And really, the next contestation we're here is going to be for Rift Herald. Stevenator does still have quite a lead on the CS as Travis and Motion are trying to find Macho, who's ulted. He has the Zhonya's onto him, but he's still stuck into place. He flashes away. Black Dog's trying to dive Stevenator on this play. Macho taken out by the Urgot ultimate. 0-0. Tags Black Dog with an ultimate, but he's still at a quarter health. We'll see if he can take him down. NA life support picks up the shutdown. Would rather see it go on to 0-0 there, fund some more of his gold. That's going to be a little frustrating, but they take him out. But OGs have already taken down that second tier in the mid lane, allowing them to pressure more of Aquinas' jungle here, get in their face, skirmish some heavily. But Motion there on that top lane, we didn't get to see it, but he was able to land his ultimate and drag Macho into the pits of hell, hitting that gray screen as they're pushing out this mid wave. We do have the next Drake spawning in the next 3 minutes, so they don't need to get a lot of vision now. I don't think this is a huge team that can burn the Baron. Ideally, you want to have this Caitlyn on 3 items, or the Graves on 3 items. The Graves has gone on a more lethality build, which is what you would like to see, right? You're against Lilia, against Lucian, Ashe, and even Thresh isn't that tanky. The Urgot can get a little tankier once they pick up that death stance, but it's not like a Conquer Urgot. It's not going to be healing all the way through most of these attacks. It is really just picking up very few resistance for a lethality build. An end of the line hit with a few auto attacks and a collateral damage coming out from this Graves can one-shot any carry champion on the side from Aquinas College, so you really have to be careful of where you're lining up in the jungle and not going too far from anyone on your team, and certainly don't go right next to a wall when Graves is pressuring you. Benito here, clearing out the top side of the jungle, looking a little Baron pressure. They're actually going to start this up. a little crazy. You don't really have that many resistances. You have a Mountain Drake. You're going to need this Caitlyn over here, but this Graves does stack up his armor with every time he dashes. He gets a little bit of armor in this kit, but you can see they're actually getting very low here, so if Double Zero was able to find him with a hawk shot or that ward, they could collapse right onto it. Double Zero actually coming through. Silas and Malphite responding. Steve Nader come from the top side of the map, but he doesn't have teleport. As any life support tries to hit the hook, doesn't go into that. Motion throws the ult out. Mad Show is zoning here as they already picking up the Baron. We'll see if they can take down Mad Show. Almost here. They take him out. Motion is slain Mad Show. Travis picks up onto Morgana. The Malphite ultimate is huge. Takes down Motion and Travis. Stevenator here is on the back line trying to trade one back onto two. Gets the passage from Thresh here as Azuto is chasing them down on their own jungle. He gets the hook. He's going to be able to space it out just enough. Doesn't have the ultimate to fish through, and NA life support and Stevenator make it out of with their lives. They're able to take down Macho and Banhito, but that turn by Black Dog, that ultimate, just changing the course of that fight, instantly annihilating Travis and Double Zero here in this fight. Great pickup by the OGs here in that Baron pit as Dragon spawns in 30 seconds. We'll see if Aquinas wants to contest this. As I drink my tea, because I've been talking so fast in this game, trying to wear it out. My cough's been a little bit, steady here. It hasn't been really going away, but enough about me. Let's jump back in this game. 10-19, already, a 5k gold lead as Black Dog just ults onto Stevenator, who actually flashes out of it. Has already taken a huge amount of damage. As Double Zero is tagged with a Caitlyn ultimate there and is almost caught out in the jungle. I think you just have to give up this next Mountain Drake. It's not soul, it puts you on soul point, but you're so far behind compared to OGs that it's so difficult for them trying to respond to this plays. As you can see, 3 members just outside of the pit. Graves can solo any objective pretty much at this point, except for Baron with this build. But if you're feeling spicy in your solo queue, I've played a lot of Graves. You can take Fleet Footwork, already probably troll to a lot of people. Take Fleet Footwork, pick up a Sanguine Blade, a Bloodthirster, or a Death Stance, and you can solo Baron on spawn, guaranteed. That's the J difference right there. Don't do it. Don't do it. People are gonna flame you. Black Dog already putting their hurt down to Motion in this matchup. Level 14 compared to level 12. It's looking a little rough from the side of AQ. Honestly, I think this Malphite pick has been so huge, getting a solo kill, providing pressure, and just such a valuable pick into all of AQ's composition. Malphite actually seeing a decent amount of pro presence here in the World Championship even. It's getting a few bans, picked up quite a few times, been seeing a lot of success as Motion's trying to trade into Black Dog. Does his full combo there, chunks him out for a little bit of his shield, and Black Dog just gives him the heartiest thwap and puts Motion back under his turret. As the rest of OGS is pushing on this top wave, and they're hoping to find that ultimate, that Silas onto somebody, and then the Caitlyn tagging them. As the binding lands onto Travis, is bursted down by the end of the line by Donkey Kong, and the Darrow from downtown, Double Zero actually in the enemy team's jungle for some reason. Just up there, maybe trying to get it back as they're pushing down this inhibitor, the TP down from Black Dog, the golden chain coming up from that, and Black Dog ulting right into the towers. They haven't taken anyone down. NA life support goes down. Black Dog at the end of the death. Motion takes down Black Dog, gets a double kill as Silas goes down to Stevenator, and Motion wants more. He's hunting down this Azuto here, eats the trap. Double Zero trying to chase Stevenator at the end. 90 caliber net right into Motion and eats the combo by Caitlyn and is finally slain. Caitlyn now 7-2-5, but a great turn from Aquinas, only losing 2 members to the 3 of OGS. And while that was an excellent fight by Aquinas College, you have to remember that OGS decided to take that fight, right? Black Dog ulted in there. He TP'd across the map. Silas hits those golden chains to come in. Black Dog again ulted over, and they tried to dive those turrets, and it just wasn't able to work out on the side of OGS. Aquinas trying to make use some of those death timers. You see Travis on Lilia pushing out that bot wave, trying to get a little bit more farm. Actually not doing too bad, 173 to 200 on Graves. And all of that compared to Mad Show's CS here, which is a huge mid gap if we're being honest. He's actually 100 CS down, but he's doing a lot for his team here on this Silas pick, trying to make a lot of plays. And really, Black Dog and Mad Show having a huge performance here as the team fights go on, as Zuto and Benhito were really doing a great job in the laning phase. Props to Stevenator here in the mid lane. He does have that 100 CS, right? This isn't just like bash the other team. This is great job by Stevenator keeping up on that CS. He's a level ahead, has these 2 items. You already have the Mirror Mana completed. I don't even think you can bother Black Dog in this matchup, as NA life support was hit by Silas. Hit by Silas again. The Bardening hits, and Mad Show is just gonna take down life support here in the jungle as he tried to escape using that blast cone. Caitlyn ults the Stevenator, this Lucian, just for a little bit of damage as the Scroll Seed is trying to land to a few members. Stevenator trying to dodge that binding. They could probably dive these inhibitor turrets. They have so much pressure. You have triple lethality items on this Graves. Is already going to be doing a huge amount of damage. Travis just tries to go in right there. Big ultimate from Travis Kong, but Black Dog over the wall, ults onto this motion, about to go down. They're able to trade onto the Graves, but Black Dog taking up so much pressure on that turret as Benhito's trying to take the turret, actually throws down that Zonia's. They take down Bonky Kong and Black Dog, but 3 members are dead on the side of Aquinas, with 00 and NA life support. Forced to try and defend this, as Benhito flash binds, misses it, the hook lands, but you don't want to go onto this Black Shield. The time for engage is over. You only have 2 members left. 20-second death timers left on the side for Aquinas, as he goes in onto Mad Show, who's just going to turn this right around with him, and it's Zuto and Mad Show just taking down life support here. If he eats another turret shot, and the Zhonya's, this golden Silas here, has landed these golden chains. That Zhonya saves his life. Same thing as Benhito did a little while before. Just knowing the limits of their champions and items is just skill checking. Aquinas, OGS, just pushing this win, pushing the game pace so far as they turn on this Mountain Drake, and that's going to be Dragon Soul. That'll be 3 Mountain Drakes. That's so much extra shielding. That's so much extra resistances, and you already have that zone is completed. This Malphite with this basically 3.5 armor item, Zeke's, is a wonderful purchase for a Malphite, right? You ult right in. The Zeke's gives you a little bit of a slowing field around you and does damage with whoever he binds it with. So there's like 2 components, it's one of them's called like Conduit. So you mark a champion on your own team who likes to basic attack, like this, say this Caitlyn. It's probably this Caitlyn. It could be Graves. Caitlyn does more auto attacking. So he marks Caitlyn, and whenever this Malphite uses his ultimate, his dash in and knocks people up, that activates a slowing field around him for, 30% slow, and it burns people around him. And if the Caitlyn auto attacks the people that the Malphite is burning, it does extra bonus damage. So great pickup. He already has so much armor as they burn down this bear, and you can see AQ can't even contest. They've been double inhibited on both sides. Mid lane is kind of the hardest to break. Usually the game is pretty much over if you can get triple inhib, but all this as Black Dog just decides to go 1v4 here in this mid lane. 00 almost taken out. Nacho trying to do his best. Has been heated from the side, misses the binding. Chains connect onto NA life support, and he's about to go through. The Caitlyn Q just barely misses. Oh yeah, tagging them with the Scroll Seed to slow them down. NA life support finds a hook onto this Caitlyn, goes back in, trying to give his life for the rest of the team. His match show is taken down to 0 health. Travis slaying him down. Manhito is golden as Azuto flashes in, gets a double kill onto Stevenator, turns onto motion here, flips him over. Azuto goes down. Travis is the only one left as 00 is back in the base. Is the Q gonna take him down? No, but Bonky Kong finds the kill with the smokescreen as 00 chases into the rest of this fight. Black Dog's gonna say, I don't care about your turrets, I'm gonna give you the slap. Waits for a second, ultimates, laughs and taunts on the guy in his own base. They get the ace as Bonky Kong and Black Dog take the W in this game. Great game from OGS. We'll see if AQ can take it back. That is a hype game of League of Legends. That's great. That's what we... I'm going to say that's what we love to see as viewers. We like to see the aggression. We like to see these fights, but Too bad AQ gets taken down in their first game, but we'll see if they can bounce back in game 2 as we take a short break here. And we will be right back, and I'll let you guys know as I set up a few things as we were resetting the stream.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. Try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Alrighty, welcome back. We're ready to get back into pick ban here. If you're not familiar with a lot of the competitive scene, at least in college, we use a website called ProDraft that has all the champions of League of Legends in the game, and it just allows us to do pick and ban outside of the game client, which can make the process a little more smooth and helps people who don't always have all the champions of their account. Sometimes they have League and Lock, sometimes they don't. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We have Shen, Zillion, and Hecarim banned by OGS, which is responded by the Gangplank, the Taric, and the Mordekaiser from Aquinas College. We already have the Caitlyn Morgana combo picked up again on the side of OGS, picked up with the Graves as well. Same 3 picks here in the first draft of the phase. We have Lilian Lucian on the same side. Maybe it's a salty run back. Maybe Aquinas College feels like they do anything, but actually Zyra picked up in the bot lane. This is a champion we haven't seen a lot of, at least not recently, but Zyra has been known as a great lane bully, especially into champions like Morgana, who are depending on landing some of these bindings. Zyra can summon up plants with a quick, ability cast. She kind of cast 2 or stand behind some other plants and can really burn down Morgana's shields, especially if the vine she's maxing out can blow out that shield before it can do anything, as Ashe is banned by OGS. Jhin as well, some of these utility marksmen, they don't want this Caitlyn to be locked down by Ashe or Jhin or have the capabilities to pressure the rest of the map from all the way across the laning. Aatrox and LeBlanc banned by AE Aquinas Esports. I guess they're kind of afraid some of these top laners, right? We had this Malphite, Black Dog on this Malphite was tearing through Aquinas College, and just really unfortunate for them. They're actually going to pick up Tristana, so you already have Lucian and Tristana. Again, 2 ADs. They are quite a bit safer. One thing that we forgot to mention here, Aquinas College has already made a substitution. So Fate's Call is subbing in, excuse me, for 00 here. So we're not going to have no Paul Facecam. Sorry, guys. But they are college students. They do have homework to do. They have lives outside of League of Legends, as bizarre as it sounds. That doesn't apply to me, who are taking classes at home, so everything's on my computer. But we have Orianna picked up on the side of OGS. Great blind pick. Again, one of these world meta-defining champions. We've seen this in multiple seasons. Orianna, just a great mid-lane champion who can do it all, can support your team, can engage for your team, has a few things, and Malphite locked in again for Black Dog 9 here on the top side. We'll see what Aquinas can answer with. I think they really want to move into some sort of AP champion. They did ban the Mordekaiser themselves, so it's a little more difficult into this Malphite. Maokai being hovered, and that's the lock-in for Maokai. Typically, we'll see like a Cho'Gath or actually really just Cho'Gath here that I've seen with Whippo. On Fnatic we'll pull out Cho'Gath, but Maokai, great defensive champion. That ultimate can kind of slow this Caitlyn and Graves and Morgana and Orianna from engaging on this fight, but you have to be careful of OGS and jumping in with a Malphite Orianna combo. Excuse me for a minute, I'm just kind of chewing up a little bit. Oh, I did get a response that this Tristana is actually Ezreal. So it's not the Tristana, it's Ezreal. We'll see it back when we go back into the client. We are going to be shifting over here in just a second. So they are going back into pick bans, and we can talk a little bit more about that here in just a moment. So back into the game here. Like we said, we have Black Dog 9 on this Malphite. We'll see what he can pull up. Honestly, I would love to see a Sylas come out from Aquinas College. I think that pick is just busted into Malphite, especially when you pick that up. It was open here for the drafting, but they do respond with the Maokai. And again, that's going to be an Ezreal, and in the bot lane just has so much more mobility, and you can really run a lane a little bit with this Zyra Ezreal. Maybe we see life support here. Just trying to get a few more roams out. That's not something we really saw effectively. A lot of the skirmishing was actually done by the junglers here. We had Travis getting in the face of everybody, and Mad Show really putting on a great performance on how to do a little bit of macro play and micro there at the end. He did miss quite a few chains early, but honestly, that's due to the matchup, right? Lucian into Sylas can be very, very difficult. He is now onto another range champion, Orianna. That matchup can go either way, as both of them are ranged, Oriana doesn't have quite as hard a time going into the Lucian. The Lucian always has this all-in pressure, of course, with his full combo. But Oriana's passive, as she auto-attacks the same champion multiple times, she deals a lot more damage on her auto-attacks. And her ball, that's Oriana's whole gimmick. She has a ball that follows her around and protects her, like command protect, command attack, that sort of thing, and dissonance. But what this ball does actually gives you bonus armor and magic resistance and a shield. So she just shields herself while Stevenator here is trying to unleash his culling. She's going to gain a little bit of shield and bonus resistances. So it's much harder to take down this Oriana, who can play from ranged and has the resistance game here in this mid lane. So again, we do have Fate's Call in here instead of Paul. On this Ezreal, which is a champion we can really see take over games. I think they wanted something more mobile in the face of a Malphite, a Graves, an Oriana, Caitlyn, Morgana, right? Something that can move around. Move around. What am I saying here, man? So they can really dash across different walls, get out of the face of danger, and tag people using these mystic shots. It can really change the course of some of these team fights. If you can't get onto this Ezreal, now you have two AD carries that are fairly mobile. Lucian has those dash resets built into his kit with his Relentless Pursuit. And Ezreal has these arcane shifts. He can move all the way across the map. So it's going to be much harder for Black Dog and Mad Show here to find some of these engages compared to last game, where it was, this Ashe and this Urgot who can't really move out too much. Even this Thresh can be, and then the last game, it's a little difficult to move across the map. And Black Dog just found some amazing ultimates just to come down and crush Aquinas in some of these fights. And Mad Show did a great job last game of engaging and skirmishing himself. But really the key players I want to look at is Fate here in this bot lane as Ezreal, right? It's obvious a substitution. We haven't seen him play in our series before. He is a returning member from last year. We did play together quite a bit through the last season, and he's a great player, honestly. Well, one of the best AD carries when he's in the game. That's always something that anyone who plays sports knows. You have to hit that flow state. You have to really be focused up and be ready for the day. Get ready for the challenge. And especially a game like League of Legends where it's all small, micro decision making, right? So if you're not focused, if you're not feeling it, man, it's going to turn out pretty poorly. But we'll see if Fate can turn it on and hard carry on this Ezreal, because this is a champion that can completely take over a game. The next player I want to look at is NA Life Support, right? This time, he has his counter matchup. He has Zyra into the Morgana. Last time was Thresh. Really difficult to play that lane. Morgana Caitlyn always rules the 2v2. Very difficult to do anything in that matchup at all as Thresh. And like I said, it was all mind games, and they were just being tagged by the Morgana binding a few too many times, and just ate it there in the early game and wasn't able to snowball with that Thresh. We'll see if they want to decide to push some of that advantage. As Zyra, you can push this Morgana into the dirt and then make her into one of your plants if they choose. But we'll see if he can roam around the map. Now, we haven't really touched on this Maokai in the top lane. Guys, it's not too exciting. Maokai's the tank. He has a twisted advance. He roots you up. He pushes you to the side. That's kind of it. That's Maokai's thing, right? He does have a little bit of sustain in his kit. As he's attacked by abilities, his passive charges up, and this next auto attack he does, he just leeches life, so he'll heal for a decent amount of health, but nothing too great. Same with Malphite. We've already saw him in the last game. Really, some simple champions. That's not bad, guys. Simple champions wins games, right? That's what you see at, lower, sometimes even higher elo, like Amumu, something really simple, or Warwick. You don't have to do any fancy plays. This isn't like Nidalee Lee Sin. You get your flash kicks, your perma invading. No, it's like sometimes simple CC wins you the games, right? We have Oriana, we have Malphite. What do? Well, you throw your Oriana ball on the Malphite, and you roll your head across the keyboard. Just make sure you hit that R button. That's all you got to do. Make sure your cursor is somewhere on the screen near an enemy champion. and just smack your head against the keyboard, and you're going to find a kill. Guaranteed. Words of wisdom. I promise you it works every single time. Just hit that R button. Now, Aquinas, it's a little more difficult, I would say. They do have the tools to go in and out of fights, especially around their carries. I think we might see an adjustment here from Travis. Last time we saw this Leandre's build, a lot of times in matchups like this where you already have 3 other carries, and I'm going to count Zyra as a carry. She's not going to be building a ton of utility. It's not like a redemption or anything. I'm fully expecting to see like a Leandre's or a Rylai's first out of this Zyra, slow down the enemy team throughout this damage, and maybe get this Lilia onto more tanky items so they can stay in the fight longer. Last time Travis had actually built Runic Echoes on Lilia, and then right into Deadman's and Adaptive Helm, both of which would be really good this game. Deadman's is a great item on Lilia. You don't have to auto attack really if you don't want to. All of her damage is in her Q, and in her W Eep, and the Squirrel Seed, her E, which is the little bowling ball that you've seen a few times throw across the map. Tried to set up some plays, but all her damage is ability based. And Deadman's Plate is one of those items that, as you run around, you gain movement speed, and a really cool red cape. It's what I love most about the item, is just the visual effect. And it allows you to just chase down across the map, but for Lilia, it allows her to kite in and out of fights. That's exactly what she wants to do, and it'll give you the resistances against the Graves and against the Caitlyn that she really needed to survive some of these things. Because last time she was just getting chunked down by some of these abilities. And here we are, loading into game. No antics this time. Tech is all savvy here, guys. We'll see if they want to pull off another level 1 invade like they did last time. Go ahead and throw up. That sounded bad. We'll go ahead and toss out some of these information bars for you, right? We got the scoreboard here. Ocean Drake, first Drake of the game. You're probably going to see it highly contested. It's pretty much known as the best Drake in the game. We won't see an Ocean Soul here today, thank goodness. But it's going to allow you to sustain out some of these lanes. So it's good with this mid lane, especially the bot lane, right? Where it's both ranged matchups. If you're going to eat a chunk, that Ocean Drake's going to heal you up for just a decent amount. This looks like a typical 5-point. Black Dog already trying to get onto the motion here. Who started Q and actually has Aftershock in this matchup. So looking more for the team fight, not to trade so heavily in the top lane. Travis here starting sweeper, trying to see what's available. Banhito and Donkey Kong throwing down a ward. Life support, tossing out an ability there, but nothing too available. It is going to be a typical start. Ironically, starting the same place as he did last game. Travis here on the top side of the jungle on these Raptors, probably. Something you can do as Lilia is kind of drag your red over. Something you want to do on both like Echo and Silas jungle. You can actually drag Raptors and red buff into the same place, and it allows you to heal from the Raptors while you're trying to take this red buff. So you just tag the Raptors with an ability, they'll chase you out. Black Dog just finding a quick trade on some motion here, trades right back. And you can actually use your Hunter's Talisman there to heal off, but we're not really going to see how it happens. We're just kind of using the client's navigation tools. It's a little difficult, and I'm not totally trained as motion, just looking for a quick trade on Black Job, who has this Grasp of the Undying and is going to be doing way more auto attack damage, as you can already see here in the top lane. And already a poor trade here. And just even CS back and forth as Steven here goes for an aggressive trade on that level 2. Hit that level 2 power spike, go all in. And motion and Black Dog just playing it cool for now. They already hit those things. As Travis here on the top side is going for his Krugs here. It's going to pass probably to the bot side of the map. We'll see what's invade. Stevenator is going to find Donkey Kong here in the jungle. And a Dark Binding hands onto Fate's Call, who takes the full extent, is ignited, flashes out, doesn't go down, but barely again. We see this Caitlyn Morgana combo paying off huge for the OGs here in the bot lane. Just that ability to all in someone at level 2 even. You just land one ability. You don't even have to go like, you know, it's not like you have to play aggressively. It's not like you have to get in someone's face. And by all in, I mean just throw a binding from half the screen away. If it hits, throw down a trap, they're dead. That's it, right? Fatal has to flash and use heal. They did burn Banhita's Ignite. That's not a big deal, but they burned Azuto's Flash. So if we can get Travis here in the bot lane, or a big roam here, and they push up too much, you can find a good trade onto this bot lane and maybe make use of that pressure and pick up your first dragon, which comes up in a minute 30. So it looks like there's not going to be any Scuttle Crab fights here early on like we had last time. Just typical, take the crab that's on your side of the map when you come out of the jungle. It's quick little trades coming from the top lane. Black Dog pulling up a sizable CS lead in this matchup. Again, Motion didn't take Grasply Undying, he took Aftershock, so Black Dog is able to smack him around a little bit more. As Fate's Call, Arcane shifts into a fight, tries to put down a little poke with life support backing him up, and that Donkey Kong finding Steven here in the mid lane is shielded, gets the phase rush passive. Steven here taken down to a quarter health here, but it's going to be feeling alright. Trump might take that back, has 2 biscuits, places a nice friendly ward on Raptors so we can see where Donkey Kong is going. The Dark Binding lands onto Fate's Call again, eats another trap, they get the damage off, trying to trade a little bit back, but Fate's Call just taking too many skill shots here, right in the butt over again as Motion is being as Motion is being put out of that thing, and oh yeah, comes in from the Pine from Mad Show, misses the Eep. Phase Rush already procced. They might be able to trade back another kill right here. As Donkey Kong is looking for Travis here in the jungle, but they already have it worded up. They know what's going on. Maybe Travis is going to try and steal this away, but it's pretty risky with Donkey Kong already on full health. It's a little too obvious as the end of the line finds him, but Black Dog actually getting pretty low here in this top lane trade. He's going to try and get away here, just running through. Flash by Motion smashes him into the ground, and finally Motion on the winning trade of one of these matchups here in the early game actually picks up first blood here for the side for Aquinas College, and that's gotta feel good after last game on that Urgot. He finds that pick into the Malphite that he wants on Maokai and actually trades the kill. He is down quite a bit on CS. He's gonna push this out. He hasn't backed yet, so it is Merc treads on this Malphite, which is gonna help him a little bit. The thing is with Ninja Tab is it's so effective into some of these matchups as any life support takes a 90 caliber net and a Q. The Piltover Peacemaker by Caitlyn's what it's called, quite a mouthful. Just like the chunk that NA life support just had there. But it's not too bad. They're going to be pushing in these waves. Ocean Drake has spawned for a minute now. Rift Herald comes up in a minute 30. A minute 45 if you want to be specific. But a minute 30. And we'll see which objectives they choose to go for. Sometimes you'll see both teams just leave both objectives up, and one chooses to take the dragon, the other one chooses to take Rift Herald. As both sides are kind of taking a soft reset here, right? Azuto really wants to reset with a BF sword, a big thing. Has the Cole completed with the Dorn shield, so is feeling pretty good about laning here against the Ezreal. But really, we want to see some big item spikes, because it's going to be much harder to trade early. Kind of surprising that the Motion picked up the kill on the Black Dog, but that was really Black Dog's choice fighting in the top side jungle there as the wave is being pushed in. So you already have Cinderhulk completed, or not Cinderhulk, but Balmy Cinder onto Motion. So he's feeling really confident in this matchup now. He knows he has the item advantage. And Stevenator is found by that Orianna Shockwave. Just a great trade into that mid lane by Mad Show gap. And again, Motion going in on Black Dog here. He has the Aftershock, so if you can trade it on cooldown, he won't take as much damage. But feeling really great here in this matchup after that first kill, and that's exactly what you want to see from your top laner, right? That's going to inspire a lot of confidence. As Squirrel Seed is tagged onto Mad Show, ulted. They're waiting for Stevenator to get in here. She doesn't have a Shockwave. Ignite down for Stevenator, and Stevenator picks up a quick kill with Travis here in the mid lane against Mad Show. Again, AQ starting to make some of these plays as collateral damage is flashed away by Stevenator, and Donkey Kong can't trade out that kill. They are pinging onto this Drake. We have NA life support, hitting Monkey Kong with a few vines here, just trying to provide some pressure. Dark Binding lands onto that, just a little bit of a Tormented Soil onto this Zyra. But OGs going for this Drake, they don't quite know it yet. Zyra is around, but doesn't want to move into there. It looks like they're just going to trade for the Rift Herald. Just like we predicted, guys. They're really just going to go for one objective over the other. I think gold is going to be a much more important part of this game than one Ocean Drake. Now, we do have Mountain coming up. So, it's either Infernal or Cloud Soul. Both souls, very impactful in this game. Infernal Soul will give you the one-shots, guys. You're going to get, 2 Infernals if you're OGs, or well, we don't know that, you're right, we don't know what the next Drake. But actually, OGs is actually trying to set around to collapse onto this bot lane. If Banhito can find a flash binding, he's actually gone here, but misses it onto Fate's Call, who Arcane shifts away, nothing really found, but now they're going to go in for the TSM play, invade the second blue buff. Same thing as Aquinas did, so it looks like kind of just some of these mirror matchups happening on this blue side, right? Where they're going to go for this invade, but NA Life Sports sniffs it out, isn't going to be able to do anything, but Steven here is trying to collapse on this mid lane. He is warded out. He's going to take out this ward. Has to be careful, though, because Monkey Kong is hovering right around Mad Show, and while they're both on the ward, they're just going to clear out this river. And OGS just has much higher priority in this bot lane river, as Travis is on the top side of the map on this Lilius, so they're really not trying to play it too aggressively here, but already you can tell this laning is going much nicer on the side of Aquinas College. This Zyra Israel is doing a much better job of soaking this. As I say that, though, he eats the Dark Binding, but Zyra actually ults over here and is able to trade the flash onto this Caitlyn. So again, Caitlyn has no flash in this matchup, as this binding by Banhito is sidestepped by life support. And they're just able to regain some of that pressure here. Travis finding Monkey Kong in this jungle, who's actually ulted, waiting for Steven here to come through. Any life support trying to come into the back as he eats a binding here, is ignited by Banhito and is full comboed on here. Fate's Call trying to trade a kill, actually has to flash back over the wall. Travis here kind of stuck on the end, flashes out of the wall, and they just get out. So surprising to see Monkey Kong especially get away from that fight. And I think the culling actually procced Travis's sleep there, the Dream Dust, a little bit too soon, so Travis wasn't able to get the full eep, the full damage on, and Spy come down, but TP blown by Black Dog here. Motion still holding the TP, so while NA life support does go down, we have to remember, but everything is a trade, right? You did burn that TP here, as Travis looks for Mad Show here, doesn't have the ultimate, or the calling. They're trying to chase him down right here. They have to be careful. I see he's going down all the way to a quarter health, and they're just going to get some mid lane priority. The Drake's not up, but maybe they can pull Steven here out of this lane, maybe get a soft reset, but they're going to go for plates. I don't think you can go for a dive here without your ultimates. No flashes available for either side. They're actually going to throw down the Rift Trail, get a lot of money here onto Steve and Travis here on this jungle, who has already completed the Runic Echoes. We do have Warrior for Graves. We're close to 12 minutes in the game, so both sides feeling very comfortable with these item spikes as Black Dog and Motion just slowly hit each other with their big hearty fists there in the top lane. Of course, it doesn't do anything. One's a tree and one's a big rock, so it's going to take a few years as Black Dog actually ults onto Motion. Really doesn't do any damage. Who ults up? Banhito here is chasing from the side. Is able to use the Black Shield behind Motion. Whiffs that way far off as the Squirrel Seed's tagged on. You have Monkey Kong coming in from on this Tri-Bush, but it's going to clear out the ward instead. But a weird miss from Banhito there, as they're actually going to be trading quite a few plates on the bottom side, and that's not what you want to have happen. When you get these rumps up from the supports, you're expecting to get a kill, you're expecting to get these pressure, misses everything there, just really trades ult for ult, but Fate's Call and NA Life Support picking up quite a bit of gold here on this plate push here on the bot side of the map, as NA Life Support is just trying to get a little bit of damage. Maybe if they can find a good route here on the bot lane. They have enough damage here to go through, but Banhito with the Mobi Boots able to run back into the lane, so is able to minimize a little bit of the loss that they had there with that pressure. And Monkey Kong looking for a gank on this mid lane, as just throws out the smoke screen, and Steven here stepping right into it, cosplaying his best Lee Sin there, as the Drake is about to spawn here in 40 seconds. So we'll see which team can come first. Monkey Kong obviously coming through in this mid lane, just already clearing out some of this vision ahead of time. If they can take this scuttle, that's going to provide a great boost to your vision and movement speed. If you take that little crab in the middle that Donkey Kong is hitting with his shotgun, it gives you a little bit of circle around this dragon pit, and you have full vision of whoever stepped inside that circle. And if you step on that circle and you have the scuttle, you get a little bit of movement speed. So great bit of information and utility just by taking a small monster camp here on the side of OGS, as AQ is bringing all 5 down to the bit. They're going to go for this Drake right away. They know that Black Dog doesn't have his TP, so they can't match the plays. OGS is really just giving up on this play. They know it's here, right? They have the scuttle, but great job by AQ, just bringing all 5 members down this pick and making sure that OGS can't respond. And Inferno Soul is what we're going to be seeing next. So if you hit all 3 of these next Drakes, the next bit of damage you do every few seconds is going to do a splash of damage all around them. But what Infernals do, they give you bonus attack damage and ability power. So everything you do, every damaging ability you do, hurts way more. So it's 1-to-1 Drakes, so whoever can get the next 3 Drakes is going to be a huge boost in power. As Donkey Kong here is sitting in the bush here, and a trap for Fate's Call is taken down with the collateral damage. And NA Life Support surviving, but that full burst coming out from Azuto Banhito, and Donkey Kong just takes down Fate's Call right away, and they just weren't able to spot that Graves in the bush before he even got there. So great play by OGS. Now 2-to-2 on the scoreboard. Macho tagged by the Squirrel Seed. It's going to get ulted there. Flashes away, so make sure there's no damage coming through. That Ezreal just coming back to the bot lane does have a pretty nice skin. Has that Prestige Edition Psyops again. That High Noon Lucian there in that mid lane. And so AQ with some of the skin swag. You know how it is. Skins win games, guys. That's just the way it goes. Official Riot account said that themselves. So we do have Motion just trying to pummel down this top lane. Maybe he can do it. Probably won't go through as Donkey Kong is in the top side of the map. They're going to look for a full force onto Motion, who's trying to ult away. Is actually going to miss that a little bit. The Dark Binding misses from Banhito. Is able to proc that Aftershocks, trying to flash away from Donkey Kong, who's chasing them down. Has flash himself, isn't able to finish out the kill, as Black Dog is just pushing out Fate's Call here 2 levels up against this bot laner, which is pretty normal to see, right? These solo lanes gain much more XP than bot laners do, because bot lane splits the XP of minions into 2 things. As he ults right onto this Ezreal, who's trying to run away. Arcane shifts. We'll see Black Dog just trying to chase him to the tower. Flashes right on top of him and finishes him off, as Travis is trying to find Donkey Kong here. End of the line misses. Black Shield onto Donkey Kong. Oh yeah, feeling really confident about this matchup. But Steven throws it calling out from the side. Donkey Kong trying to flash away. Here's the end of the line, but Stevenator takes him down with a piercing light, as Travis flashes out of the Rift Pad because Azuto found him there in the jungle and is trying to heal up from these Raptors. But good pickup onto Donkey Kong. Stevenator feeling good. 2-0 now on this Lucian. Has his Mirror Mana completed. Is trying to stack up some of these. We'll see if he goes for the full crit build. Sometimes you might see a little bit of an extra thing, as Azuto just hitting that headshot onto Stevenator, almost taking him out right there. Maybe if it was a full crit, he goes down, but Stevenator, being a little brash there with his positioning as Macho, finds Fate's Call again. This Ezreal just not in the right position. They're just going for him over and over. Actually chooses Arcane Shift over the wall, expecting Macho to try and find him into the tower. So good little footwork from Fate's Call there. As Macho is picking here, and again, Motion here on these side lanes, solidly hitting these turrets over and over again. Finally, well, not going to take it down. Finally, not going to take it down, but he's close. He does have the Bombing Cinder though, so he has to be careful of trying to pressure Black Dog underneath the turret, because that'll burn him around and you'll start taking tower damage, and that is not what you want to do when you're trying to split push, is take free damage in some of these trades. We do have Drake coming up in a minute. Donkey Kong sowing this Rift Herald here on the top side. They have the pressure. They knew Fate's Call isn't able to match. And so they pick up another Rift Herald here on the side of OGS. Same as last name, Stevenator. all landing onto this man. Just trying to get this shockwave onto him. Stevenator trying to save this coin for when that happens. Phase rushes proc, but Stevenator picks up a solo kill onto Macho on the top side of the map as Face Call again is trying to get is bullying out here as the Rift is someone in the mid here, and NA life support is kind of found on the top side of the jungle, but is able to flash away. And Donkey Kong getting close on the end of this trade. Motion here on the bot side feeling very confident. Really, they're just hitting them back and forth. Mid lane turret goes down. I think OGS is going to have the priority onto this Dragon Pick. Black Dog is trying to keep Motion away and these minions away from the turret because all it takes is one hit. And this Inferno Drake comes up in 9 seconds. A lot of members are low. Let's see if Aquinas College can reset in time, but I think Donkey Kong, Azuto, and Benhito just have the leeway here into this Dragon Pit, and they're going to take up their second dragon here of the match as AQ has a full team meeting here in the fountain before they go out and decide their game plan. Looking down these scorelines, 3-0 on Stevenator, right? You have the SM is complete, you have the Mana Immune. Again, it's Mana Immune. I said Mirror Mana. Mirror Mana is the upgrade version of Mana Immune, which is where you do bonus damage on every auto attack based on how much mana you have, etc., etc. So it's the Mana Immune, stacking up to Mirror Mana here. Feeling really confident on this Lucian. This is 2 games in a row. Actually 3. He played it the other night there in one of his other tournament games. And really, you're showing how much practice pays off on this Lucian matchup. Has been practicing this pick for quite a while, and it's showing here on game day. 3-0, like I've said before. We'll see if Aquinas College can start playing around him. We do have Travis here on this Lilia picking up the Ionian boot, so he's going to give 20% CDR total here on this Lilia. Doesn't have any other runes here, as it's usually phase rush on here as he's trying to find Black Dog. Misses the squirrel sheet and can't find the Q here from Lilia to Black Dog, but I don't think you take him down anyway. This guy already has the Sunfire cape completed, and Benhito actually finding Motion here. With Donkey Kong and Macho here on the other end, they're just going to take down Motion, who can't really get out of this. Doesn't have his flash up. Is trying to chase back onto Benhito. Isn't quite able to do it. Stays alive so long, but Donkey Kong finds another kill here on the top side of the map. And Aquinas College just tries to pressure this mid lane turret, but definitely a solid shutdown onto Motion going over to this Graves. Caitlyn ultimate. Really, at this point, just used as some poke damage, trying to push people away so that you can do it. Squirrel seed up onto the top wave. See if they can try and slow down that push. Tags the back minions as Stevenator clears out a ward. But solid CS numbers coming from different sides here, right? You have Stevenator up a little bit of CS, but this Ezreal, Fate's calling this Ezreal, just getting bullied out by this Caitlyn and other members of the map as they're going for a 20-minute Baron. TP used by Black Dog trying to get in. Donkey Kong low, but Black Dog's going to start taking up this Baron. We'll see if Travis can smell this out, right? He's on the top side of the map. He's already placed down the vision. Baron's down to 3,000 already. They can get a ward over here. 2,000, 1,000. Black Dog ults right onto Travis. Just trying to get this, but blue team takes down Baron. Black Dog is ulted right here. We'll see if they can trade a kill back on the Black Dog. Who has flash and go over the pit, but he's feeling really confident in this fight. Just walk right out. And Aquinas College can't do anything to this Malphite as Fate's Call finds the ultimate onto Benhito, and they're ulting in. They want to go for this fight. Squirrel seed all the way down. So many traps are landing by this Caitlyn, but Black Dog has been tagged by this ultimate. Motion finds him here. Shockwave onto 3 members. Takes out NA life support and in the jungle. Motion, who thought he had a good team right behind him, has been completely separated. Has to try and flash away. Donkey Kong trying to flash in, just flashes right into this death, and Motion is taken down by the top side as Fate's Call finds 2 kills on this fight, and Mad Show is chasing down this Ezreal here in the top side jungle, as Stevenator has actually come in from the other side, flashes over here. Mad Show flashes the piercing here, and is trying to walk away with this right. Stevenator trying to chase him down. They have him warded all over, so maybe he can try and get out. He's going to go to the alcove, has his teleport up. He's going to try and actually just back here with the Baron buff. It is much faster than teleport, but Stevenator barely missing out on that opportunity to take down the Orianna. So few kills traded back and forth. Baron goes over to OGS here on the blue side of the map, but a few kills picked up on Aquinas means that they aren't able to make as much use of the Baron as possible Still, a lot of the key members do have the Baron, right? You have Azuto with this Baron. You have Madshow with this Baron. So those members can pretty much stay together, but you're losing out on some of the side push, right? Black Dog was taken down. But actually, Azuto found by that Squirrel Seed. Fate's Call trying to go on, get the Brute onto Azuto. Fate's Call turning this game around. 0-2 here, now 3-2. Hit those 2-item power spikes as Motion feeling confident to take down Black Dog, who does have this Baron buff. So they're going to try and get this split push, but you need this Malphite in this fight. And Motion just feeling really confident, knowing he can try and take this. He's actually healing up so much of that damage with his passive. And it's just continuously pushing him back as all the rest of the other team is coming through. OGS trying to respond. Fate's Call tags an ultimate onto a few members here, but really just stopping out this Baron as this Infernal Drake is coming up in 20 seconds, and that is the bigger objective that they need to take. They need to slow down some of these dragon taking capabilities. While there's only 2 Drakes over for the side of OGS, once you hit that dragon, that soul point, that 3 Drake spike, it becomes so risky from either team, because if you lose one fight or get chunked out like this, as Stevenator unleashes the calling onto Bonky Kong, but isn't able to find the kill. But that's the jungler pushed out of this fight already, which makes it much more difficult to try and contest any of this Drakes, as any life support stepping way up with his plants here, keeping them off as now 2-2 on these dragons. Aquinas College evens up the Drake score as a shockwave onto Fate's Call, who's able to arcane shift away. Travis flashing onto this Orianna, and Black Dog here is trying to look for the ultimate, isn't able to tag with Scroll 2, but Bandido caught out, has ulted onto Motion. Zanya's over here. Nothing going down in this fight, but intense skirmishing back and forth, just a few abilities missing. Fate's Call looks for the kill with his arcane bullets, but Funky Kong Black Show right over the wall. Huge 5-man ultimate by Black Dog, takes down Stevenator, takes down Fate's Call in this fight. Oh yeah, trying to trade it back here, but they're just walking him down. Black Dog huge on this Malphite, trying to push ahead. Macho activates, his thing is about to go down, but Funky Kong takes out Motion here, and a huge ultimate by Black Dog to turn that fight around. 5-man ultimate. That's what you want to see out of this Malphite. That's why you hit this pick here. That is the full value of a Malphite ultimate in any team fight. As the Terror goes down in the mid lane, and Bunky Kong is chasing onto NA life support with that phase rush, just takes out NA life support here in his own base after they take out this inhibitor. And OGS feeling really good about that fight and their Baron take. But it's going to be quite a bit of an uphill advantage. If Aquinas is able to keep track of this Malphite and not get caught 5-man by that ultimate, which you're really only going to be able to do that, you know, one in every 10 games, because it's actually not too hard a thing to do, but you need to keep vision. Now that they know that the Malphite has that capability, that it's happened, they're going to be much more aware of where Black Dog is on this map. And if he's missing, you don't want to be grouped up like that, because that's exactly how OGS wants to play these fights. They want to have the Malphite coming in from the side, getting a 5-man, 3-4-man ultimate, and the Shockwave right on top. And honestly, Aquinas College was lucky that the Shockwave was off cooldown, because that is a full team wipe in literally 1 second or less. So the Baron's coming up in 40 seconds. We'll see if they want to set it up. That is only 1 inhibitor down on the side of Aquinas College, and it's only, you know, 2 Drakes to 2 Drakes. So it's going to be at least, you know, another 12 minutes or so before someone gets Dragon Soul. So there's still a lot of time from both sides to scale up. You're going to want to have this Ezreal on 3 items to match this Caitlyn on 3 items. Graves already has most of his core here. Has gone for the Black Cleaver and Death's Dance, so it's going to be very tanky. Is able to get into the fight, into the face of these fights. You don't have an item completed for this Zyra here, so it's going to be a little rough. It's just have a different amounts of component. It looks like they want to go for Morellos or one for Leandres, but it's able to just poke out a little bit. Both sides just fishing for a little bit of damage. As Motion is here on the side, trying to look for engage, but the rest of the team isn't behind him, so really just zoning off. As a quick ultimate by this Ezreal just tags Orianna here in the butt, but not to much avail, as AQ moves into the river to try and reclaim some of the lost vision here. We do have Black Dog on the side trying to push for the turret. Motion's heading out his way. Both of these laners have TP. I think the Malphite ultimate is much more crucial to the rest of the team than this Maokai. I think just having that ability to just ult in so quick, so fast, and knock up multiple members is going to be more important than maybe this Maokai. You can do a flash ultimate on Maokai, but they're going to see you coming from either way. So you really want to keep Black Dog out of the fight here, and Motion needs to start trading back and forth. But Adaptive Helm has already been completed for this Malphite, so he's feeling very strong. Frozen Heart, Sunfire Cape, Adaptive Helm into just a Spirit Visage. And Sunfire Cape already has that item advantage here from that last team fight. Again, most members on the side of Aquinas are down one item here. Really, the only exception being Steven, who's 3-1-0 and has his 3 items completed. The only problem is you don't have a lot of shred on the side of Aquinas College. Well, you have Leandres. Leandre's into a tank like Malphite, who is not like a bruiser, just straight tank, who already has an Adaptive Helm, so he already has the magic resistance he needs in some of his item components. This looks like they're actually going to stay away and push onto this Drake, as NA Life Support just takes a huge jump here, sidesteps the ultimate here, but Black Dog ults on here. Oh yeah, it's taken very low. It's about to go down. NA Life Support already over. Steven Ayers looking for the kill on Black Dog, flashes over the wall. Banhito is killed by the Zyra on the back end. Mad Show looking for a kill over here with Monkey, and Azuto is getting 1v1 here on the Motion. So in the end, one support traded for a top end support for the side of Aquinas College, but they're low. Stevenator trying to do what he can, but ultimate used by Mad Show over here onto Fate's Call, but is shut down by Travis here on the pick. Just his little dream dust takes him out as Azuto finds Motion here in the mid lane. A total of 3-2 here on the side from Aquinas College, but both junglers are up. AQ is half health. OGS is half health. Bonky Kong might find Travis here in the jungle. Tries to unleash onto Travis, who tags him here. Smoke screen down. Bonky Kong is almost taken low, but he takes down. Yeah, over here. Stevenator taken so low, but Azuto isn't able to find the kill, so both junglers down. Teleport coming in on Black Dog here. Onto Fate's Call is just trying to run him down. Iceborne Gauntlet is trying to slow him down, but ultimate by Black Dog is able just to take out Fate's Call on this Ezreal as they turn onto this Drake, and with both junglers down, but the rest of Aquinas is out of the fight, they're going to be able to push for this third Drake, and Banhito almost taken out by NA Life Support as the teleport is on this Motion, who's just going to step right onto a trap, trying to go in on this fight. They have the damage. Stevenator with the calling here. They find Azuto, who flashes away. 90 caliber net is shielded by this Orianna, and they're just hiding out as Motion is trying to trade a kill, at least onto Azuto. Huge healing coming out. Tormented Soul pushed down, but Azuto finds the kill on to Motion again, who just TP'd to his death. They tried to look for an engage onto this Caitlyn, but weren't able to find the kill, as now it's 3 Drakes to 2. Baron is up, your top laner is down. OGS trying to split up the map here and really performing very well on their picks. This Caitlyn doing so much work in these fights, staying alive miraculously, even though being targeted multiple times. But Stevenator on the other end trying to do his best to carry the rest of this Aquinas squad. Travis trying to do well on this Lily, has been finding quite a few good ultimates, even into this Morgana, who tags the Baron, just trying to get some damage off onto this Morgana. And really trying to do their best. We are 31 minutes into the game. 3 items completed, mostly for most sides. You do finally have Umbrella completed for the Zyra, so there's not going to be as much healing coming through, which isn't as important. I would say I'd much rather see the Leandres here in this game. There's not a ton of inborn healing. You do have a death stance on Graves, but honestly, it's more about the damage reduction than anything else, as Donkey Kong actually being found out in the jungle here as multiple ultimates coming down onto him. Baron even deciding to take a bite out of Donkey Kong here. Oh yeah, and the rest of AQ clearing out vision. Black Dog on his level 16 ultimate power spike, so his ultimate cooldown is much lower, and AQ just trying to push Donkey Kong out of the jungle as NA Life Support trying to find Macho. I don't know if that's the pick you want to take, but Will says it is. Pushes him down, ults in, but the rest of the team isn't anywhere near him. And Macho just going to walk away out of that turret with the phase rush and Motion had to trade his ultimate. And I don't think that's a worthwhile trade, as the rest of the team is grouping up, but Black Dog is looking hungry here on this pick, knowing he can just ult in and not have to face really any consequences. They don't have the items they need quite yet. Stevenator actually going for a full crit build here on this Lucian jungle. Doesn't have any armor penetration just yet. That might come back to bite him with Black Dog chasing at his heels with pretty much a full armor Malphite here on the top lane. So they have to be very careful about going for some of these fights, right? It's 33 minutes. Both sides, like I said, already have multiple items. One team fight, if multiple people go down, that could be the game. As Donkey Kong and Banhito and the rest of the team are trying to find Dark Binding onto Stevenator, who might try and find the pick that they want. But big ultimate by Travis here. Black Dog only finds one, but Travis finds 3 as Black Dog is eating the culling to the face, and a life support finds him. Motion stays alive, and that's not what you want to see, my friend. You don't want Malphite on just one member ulting in. It doesn't even find the kill, but Travis on Lilia finding a 3-man sleep, stopping OGS's engage. Amazing work on the side of Aquinas, but I think it's just a huge misstep from Black Dub here on this Malphite. They're going to have to be really careful here, right? As we said, if multiple members go down, which they almost had a pretty close fight, but I think they just kind of gave up after that huge sleep, right? Your top lane tank has been taken down, but Baron's up, Dragon comes up in 1 minute. The next team fight here could be dangerous for either side. You chose to go for Baron here in the next minute or so, and you get wiped. Well, then they get Baron, and they get this Drake. Same for AQ, right? If they choose to go Drake here, and they take him out there, and then they get Baron. So you have to be super careful, because all it takes is one Baron push at one point in this game. Is actually, I'm just knowing that Banhito is actually just level 11 to Azudo's level 16. Just rip support, man. It is just so rough getting no XP, no gold, and it's just all about utility. So it's very difficult to find a way in for Banhito besides some of these bindings. With NA life support finding a great ultimate here in some of these team fights, just sectioning off the rest of the group from going in, and Lilia here has huge squirrel seeds. just throwing around the map and finding great ultimates. So looks like both teams are coming from Baron. You do have Mad Show coming from the mid lane with Stevenator. They're trying to look for a little bit of an engage as Zudo is here in the back lane, and Black Dog might be caught out here, might have to burn his ultimate before, and they're trying to go all in as they're teleporting in. Motion finds onto the Black Dog. Zyra ult's not going to do anything. They're not popping the Lily ult just yet. Black Dog taken to a quarter health. He's almost taken down. 3-man sleep here by Travis on this Lilia. Is Sonya. Donkey Kong looks like to be the start. Banhito already taken down by Motion as Donkey Kong has to flash away, uses his ultimate to try and get out. Travis flashes in. Stevenator takes down the jungler from OGS, but NA life support finds a route. Isn't taken down quite yet. Is burning. Stays alive as this Drake is up, and Aquinas College might have found the fight they're looking for. As Motion just here in the bot lane, just I guess trying to provide a little bit of pressure, draw them away as AQ takes down this Drake, bringing both teams to Soul Point as ultimate comes across. Fate's Call trying to find his way onto Caitlyn, interrupts the Caitlyn ultimate, and a TP used by Black Dog in this bot lane, which means he won't have it up if he stays in this bot lane, and they go for Baron. AQ needs that to make the difference. They need to have Motion here on the side wave, bring Black Dog over, push him into the wave, and then ult over the Baron. They need to start getting vision here. That can be a huge turn in tempo for Aquinas College. As at this point in the game, it's all about this next Baron. Everyone's level 17, except for supports. Support lives matter, but not having quite the impact that they need it to have. Here in this game, it's really just about this Baron. Next dragon fight can decide the game, but when death timers are a minute long, that's all you need to burn through these inhibitors. Now, Aquinas College does have much more to go through. They haven't taken down a single tier 2 tower at this point, so they're gonna have to burn through, about 4 towers if they're just going on one lane. As Travis just fishing for a pick here, Bump going down to half health. Just damage onto this Baron. They're actually just starting up. And Motion here on the bot lane having to start his TP, but Baron's all the way through. He's going to ult into the pick. Another 2-man ultimate here, but just really onto Black Dog. Fate's Call onto Black Dog, who still has his ultimate. They can turn. He's low health, but they just need his ultimate in this fight. AQ pushing them off and away, trying to find a few more members. We'll see if they want to go for this Baron, and they do. Stevenator and Faithful already onto this. Azuto stepping up. Any life support trying to clear this reward, trying to have some pressure. It's just about taken down. It's taken down by Azuto. The Baron, 200 health. They get it. They're trying to turn back across. They just need to get out of this fight. Banhito, big flash, and Zanya's into this fight. They don't have your ultimates up. Stevenator takes down Banhito, but Travis goes down in this fight. Fate's Call taken down to a quarter HP. Stevenator relentlessly pursues over the wall, and Bonky Kong, Macho, and Azuto are chasing for more, but AQ picks up the Baron. 3 members down from the side of AQ. 3 members that you kind of need. You want to have your split push member to have that Baron buff, but Omega might be looking for the end here. They're just pressuring this huge damage onto Ezreal. Stevenator trying to take a fight here. Is just pushed out by Azuto. It's taken very low. Has to flash away. Inhibitor going down. Bonky trying to slow this. Black Dog trying to find Stevenator, and who has no flash. Black Dog flash ult onto Stevenator, takes him down. This might be the series now. They do have a little bit of minion wave. It looks like they're going to back down to take out Stevenator. 1 member surviving here with the Baron buff on the side of Aquinas College. Thankfully, Omega isn't able to take the game quite yet. They're going to be taking out this jungle. Next Drake isn't for 2 minutes. They lose an inhib after a horrible fight at the Baron buff. They just needed to get out. They choose to try and fight it out. They just could have, you know, pushed out of the way, maybe split, give it up right there. But they do take Baron. They are going to try and get some use out of it. Multiple members, full build here, finished on the side of either either team. Multiple people, level 18. You don't get much higher than this in a game of League of Legends. You're already at 40 minutes. Such a close game. And really, this next Drake and the pressure that Infernal Soul has is going to be the fight to watch, given how scrappy these teams are. Bonky Kong and Banhito trying to get a base off here. Tagged with that Squirrel Seed. All that burn damage just stopping them. And Banhito taken down to half health there, really, with just 1 ability. So, Aquinas College really just trying to press up and get this vision, as Stevenator is in the top side of the map, but you have 1 minute left. I guess he's just looking for some farm, but you need to be at this objective before it spawns. Set up your vision before the other team, because it's going to be so difficult to try and face check an Orianna and a Malphite, a Caitlyn, and a Morgana, man. You have to be there first. That's not a team you can just walk into, so they need to start contesting this wave. Thankfully, Fate's Call with his Baron buff is able to keep this mid wave fight alive, as this Malphite is huge, has the Orianna ball right, just looking for Fate's Call solo, takes him down. Shockwave onto Motion here, activated Stoneblade, trying to ult Stevenator on the back end. Black Dog taken down to half health. Motion is almost going down. Big sleep over here, but is knocked up by everybody. Omega just going for the M, just trying to run it down. They only have 1 minion left. Looks like they're just going to turn back to Drake. They know that they can't take down those inhibs, as NA Life Support finds a great route onto 2 members. They're trying to poke them out here, but Stevenator only at half health. 1 headshot from this Caitlyn can take somebody out at this point in the game. She has pretty much full build, has max amount of crit, as Black Dog is back to full health. TP is back in. Infernal Drake taken by Omega in this game, as Malphite is running through into this jungle looking for someone to stomp into the dirt. And Black Dog is not done hunting yet. They're going for this bot lane push. They don't have Baron buff, but I think with full build Malphite, you don't care. You can dive whoever you want. You have the damage. You have this Caitlyn, this Orianna that's just going to shred turrets. Same with Graves. You don't think about it, but Graves can chunk turrets with all that AD into the face, as Travis is looking for a few Squirrel Seeds, trying to land asleep, as NA Life Support is actually just taken out by collateral damage on this Graves, as they're pushing for this next turret. If they get 2 inhibitors, it's going to be so hard. And Stevenator is actually found by Dark Blinding. Big ultimate by Black Dog and Mad Show to get down this fight, and Fate's Call is taken out by Bonky Kong. Emotion doing what he can to keep the team alive. Banhito goes down. Travis goes down on this Lilia. Full ace by Omega. They take down this last inhibitor. Black Dog is going to be taking down these turrets, as he took down AQ with multiple huge team fights by this Malphite. Good game by Omega. Good game by Aquinas College. Was close through most of the series. 42-minute win for the side of Omega. And Aquinas College is taken down by Omega 2-0 in a best of 3. Great job by both teams. Very exciting to watch. Really, both teams fighting tooth and nail. Huge props to Stevenator here on that mid lane, trying to get multiple solo kills, but Mad Show really coming in clutch when it comes to team fights, and you can't praise Black Dog enough on this Malphite. It is something to fear, my man. Look out for Omega here and the rest of Risen. So that'll be the rest of our stream tonight. Thank you all for watching. Aquinas College falls down to Omega. We'll look forward to next week, and they have a grueling series here ahead of them as well. We'll push that schedule onto Twitter here and let you guys know when we're streaming. But thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the support that all your fans are giving us. Good to see you guys here, and we will see you guys next week or sooner. Depends on how much we can stream. Some of these leagues are a little different with their rule set, but my name is Jay McCutcheon. I go by Blue Jay here. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter at